She'll catch him in a way she can. I'm telling you, I got a massive plan. I'm gonna get you, boy, make you my man. Little woman wants it.
This is a story about the search for love and about a very unusual challenge. Debbie, Kristen, Janelle, and their good friend Sue are going to spend the next 6 weeks searching for the perfect partner. To make it easier to spend all those late nights out on the town, they're moving into an inner city apartment, a central base for their dating campaign.
Let's go, girls.
Oh my God! Oh, wicked! Oh my God, look at the view!
In just 6 weeks' time, they each have to find someone who's special enough to take away on a romantic holiday in Samoa.
Walk-in wardrobe, it's huge. Walk-in wardrobe, oh, this room is so nice. No.
So can it be done? If you put as much effort into finding a partner as you put into the rest of your life, will the right man come along? Over the coming weeks, we'll follow the four as they search the city for Mr. Right. And so that we get a look behind the scenes, we've given each of them a camera to record their thoughts and feelings. First, there's Janelle. She's 28, a medical rep with a science degree. Janelle's the only one who's been married before, and she's also had plenty of dating experience.
I've been dating for the last 2 years, which is something that not a lot of people do in New Zealand. And I have seen a number of different people, and truly, I feel truly dated. Maybe not to the same extent as I will be over the next 6 weeks or so, but that scares me a bit. But I'm really happy with my personal life. I love my friends, I love my family, I love my situation at the moment. There's not very much about my life that I would change apart from meeting the perfect partner to complement that life.
Kristen's passion is photography. Her ideal man is a cross between Brad Pitt, George Michael, and Sean Connery. And although she has high expectations, she didn't expect to still be single at 28.
Going back to say even, when I was 25, 26, I would have been very surprised if I'd seen myself single at 28. I guess the fact that I consider myself a relatively attractive, intelligent young woman. What makes me so unlovable that I'm still single?
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Strange.
Like the other girls, Kristen's hoping that the next 6 weeks will solve the problem of being single. They all have their own version of the perfect man, but there are some things they won't do without.
What are your kind of really important characteristics, like criteria?
That's so hard to pinpoint.
No.
They're all so different.
Is there anything you wouldn't do without?
Yeah.
Debbie's also 28, a lawyer with 2 degrees in a big city firm. She's never dated a stranger before, but she's looking forward to the challenge of meeting lots of different men.
I think that it will actually be really good for me, and it'll be a real personal growth experience I'm expecting, because I'm going to be made to go out on dates, and maybe I'll find that I've actually cut off a lot of people in the past because I haven't gone out with them, and perhaps I should. And I'm scared to death about this whole idea, but I think I owe it to myself to really make the most of this opportunity I've been given and go out with as many guys as I can and really think about which ones would be right for me, but not close the door to other opportunities.
Susan is the oldest at 35, a microbiologist who's just started her own fashion label. She's not about to settle for anything less than the perfect match.
I'm not desperate for love. I remember at 16 expecting that I would have found my partner by the time I was 35. I think I've had ample opportunity to be with someone if I wanted to be with someone just for the sake of it, and there's just no way. I can't go through a few too many dates. Like, I can't even do that, let alone actually be with someone, let alone sleep with someone, let alone someone touch me, let alone walk down the aisle with the wrong person. I want the right person, or I'm quite happy on my own. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Sweet.
Here's to us.
Cheers.
And all the men in our lives.
Yeah.
To be.
Yeah.
A toast to 6 weeks of continuous men. But where do you find them?
And he's to not
The personal columns are an obvious place to start. And to help them with the business of selling themselves on paper, they've called in Eugene from Saatchi & Saatchi.
It's down to you each to have to write an ad to sell yourselves.
Yeah.
So what you can do is just in here try and stand out.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
I quite like.
Listen to this. There's one here, which I had to read a couple of times. A bigger than average professional man. 39. Right. So a bigger than average professional man. Slim. Into nature. Yeah.
So do you think larger than average or whatever just mean bigger than average?
Bigger
means
personality.
His hands. Well, that will put him down.
Way. We all know what he's talking about.
Yeah. But the thing is now. Also, that's one in here that goes, all these blokes going sharing, sincere, caring, did I mention sincere and caring?
And loyal.
And here's a fellow who's going, big knob. One that stands out.
Eugene's main point is that you've got to be different if you're going to stand out from the crowd.
There's a couple, but most of them seem to be along the same lines of sincere, professional, I'm marvellous. This one, completely different, seriously ugly, humorless, short, fat and bald, skint, alcoholic, insensitive, compulsive liar, seeks stunningly beautiful, slim, romantic lady, 26 to 32, with a passion for life.
I want to go out with him.
Sounds great, so do I.
Well, I tell you what, at least this guy has read all these things and thought, what can I do to be the one to stand out? To me, in this paper anyway, he's the bloke who's done that.
Yeah, no, that sounds great.
He does, yeah.
So now it's down to you to write your individual ads and be as original as you can. Leave you to it. Cool. Okay?
Thanks.
All right.
Ditzy blonde looking for intelligent man with loads of personality. Must have named them all.
Have been looking for those fish in the sea, can't find any, so now looking for slime on bottom of pond.
A second completely thoughtless, insincere bastard. Must be totally unreliable and never pay for anything. Probably married but will lie about it. Prefer you to be drunk all the time.
It'll be a few days before the girls find out if their ads have worked. In the meantime, they'll be trying out some of the other options for finding a single man. The Single Girl Challenge is now only a few days old. The 4 girls have just 6 weeks to find their perfect man for a romantic holiday in Samoa. But right now they're facing a more immediate problem. They have to find a partner for dinner on Saturday night, and nobody has a man lined up. It's time to turn to the professionals, the agencies that specialise in getting single people together.
Now, we're very big on the personalised service, okay? We give you a call after each dinner.
Sue and Janelle are trying a group dating service that sends its members on dinners in small groups.
Dinners are usually 4 people, 6 people or 8. So every time if it's a 6, there's 3 ladies and 3 men.
Debbie and Kristen have gone to see Anna, a good old-fashioned matchmaker who has strong views on the meaning of true love.
Respect, honour, still a bit of lust. Still got to be a bit lusty.
Okay, see, that's what I wanted
Now
to
we're
hear.
Lust aside, the sort of people who come to these agencies are just trying to make new friends.
I think that it's really hard to meet people, in Auckland especially. People that are new to Auckland say it's quite often hard to meet people. It's just a good way to get out there and meet some other single people.
So you want somebody vital, alive, exciting, optimistic, all that sort of thing.
Yep. We're here for you to meet as many people as possible. So if you're meeting people that you want to see again, that's great.
Yeah. If you haven't got the chemistry, it can look great on paper, but if there's no chemistry, it's not going to work. It's the X factor that you just can't explain.
Exactly, you can't even
You don't know who's going to
describe.
turn you on and who's not. And you've got to go out and have a look.
Quite right.
Very important.
That's why we're here.
Exactly.
Back in the apartment, the girls are checking the responses to their ads in the personal columns. Each has their own telephone mailbox for people to leave messages. Debbie's first candidate has failed the first test. He can't even use a phone.
It's Steve here. I think I cocked it up before. Roger.
Hey, I've got a Roger too.
025 number?
Yeah. Oh, little slapper.
Roger was obviously trying all the options, which didn't make anybody feel very special. For Sue, it was time to try Seriously Ugly.
I don't really know. It's such a good ad, eh? Seriously, ugly, short, fat, bald, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I just love it.
It can't possibly be.
Oh, he's got to be gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's going to be
for
gorgeous,
that.
yeah. You just know, don't you? Hi, I'm ringing because I really loved your ad. I thought it was really funny. It reminded me of an ad I actually did on the internet contacts at one stage, and I wrote dried up old hag sex, blah, blah, blah. And it just seemed so similar, so I thought I'd give you a call. I presume you're not seriously ugly and short, fat and bald, but even if you are, you've still obviously got a sense of humour. So I'd like to have a chat to you. Cheers, bye.
So what do you do? Just wait for him to call back?
Done it, yeah.
Did he leave any kind of message? Like when you ring, does he tell you a little bit about himself? And
yeah,
stuff?
he said, actually it was quite funny, he said, if you are really looking for the person in this ad, then I think you should look up counselling in the Yellow Pages.
In spite of all their efforts, the girls are still single by Friday night, but they've been invited to a party that's rumoured to be full of single men. This could be their last chance to find a date to take out for dinner on Saturday night. The party at Bill's place proved to be a good hunting ground for the single girls. Next morning, they recorded their success stories on their diary cameras. Debbie had taken most of the night to find her date.
I met a guy called Mark, and I'm going out with him tonight. I actually had to ask him out 3 times though before he'd say yes. I think that he was a bit nervous about this whole challenge thing, but well, at least I hope that's what he was nervous about. But he's agreed to come out, so I'm quite nervous actually, and excited, because I think that he's really nice looking and I'd like to impress him.
Kristen had played the field all night and ended up with Brendan.
We hit it off quite well. He's quite an attractive guy and puts together a pretty good conversation. So Debbie invited him to Bill's party last night, and I got to know him a little bit more, a few more conversations, but he was pretty much left to his own devices because I was too busy casing the joint for other options. I have asked him out and we will be seeing each other tonight.
Janelle was over the moon about her find, Blair.
I got a date last night. We went to a party, it was great, and I met a guy. His name's Blair, and he's really cool. He's very handsome, very nice looking, and he writes poetry, but it's impressive, funny poetry. It's not that fluffy, airy-fairy stuff. And so we're going out on a date. I asked him out, and we're going out tonight, and it should be really good. I'm really excited about it actually. He seems really good.
Sue had had a great time at the party, but she'd obviously been looking for love in all the wrong places.
There was loads of really nice-looking men and stuff, but I just didn't meet anyone. I didn't even actually try. Like, I was a very naughty single girl last night, and yeah, so I didn't meet anyone. So I guess tonight, like, it's our first big date, so I'm going to have to go to an agency and see if they've got someone for me.
It's Saturday night, and the first one-on-one dates are now only a few hours away. Tension in the bathroom is rising by the minute.
My hands are so sweaty and my heart's pumping.
Oh, your hands so far behind. I'm like, oh.
I'll be trolleyed by the time he gets here. But
mind you, I mean, that's what first dates are all about, isn't it? You drink so much to kill the nerves before you go.
But I'm always more nervous if I quite like someone.
Oh, absolutely. So what exactly is it that you like so much?
Oh, the way it looks. It's cute as.
You're so superficial.
Well, that's why I'm going out on a date with him, to get to know him, see if the whole package is good.
Kristen's having doubts about her date, Brendan.
Because I don't know whether he seemed a little bit sort of shy around me, but he wasn't very animated.
Oh, he was animated with me because he didn't like me.
That's a really good sign.
No, he didn't like me. He got nervous with you.
Next door, Sue's having a minor panic attack. She's going out with a total stranger from an agency. The first blind date.
But this is a complete blind date,
Yeah, I know,
isn't it?
yeah.
You're not even
I've never been on a blind date before, and you know, like, he sounds really nice on the phone, but I mean,
No, is that
what if he turns up and he's just like freak? Well, exactly.
Well, I mean, that's
Janelle's date, Blair, is also a find from the party.
I don't even know if I saw that guy that you're going out with. What's he like?
Oh, he's got fluffy, spiky hair.
Oh, that sounds really attractive.
Really nice.
He's really interesting.
He's got a really sexy upper lip.
And see,
Well,
I
that's
never
what I
noticed
noticed
that.
anyway.
I haven't noticed anyone's up. Okay, guys, we have to make a move.
Yep, okay, come on, let's go.
There's nothing left for the girls to do but wait for their date to arrive.
Oh,
After the rush to get ready, time seems to drag. Then there's that nervous anticipation. What will he be wearing? What will we talk about? What if we have nothing in common? Will I survive the evening? Then the phone rings.
Go, baby.
Who's it going to be?
Oh, he's up.
Hello? Okay, just send him up, thanks.
Fun.
How you feeling?
Just a little bit.
No, you'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
Well, at least you've met him before.
True.
Oh, my heart's just nervous.
You're wrong. Oh my goodness, oh, he's a winner.
Kristen's date Brendan knows all the right moves. It's an impressive start to the night.
How's it going?
Good. Have a seat, yeah.
Would you like a glass of wine?
Probably keep going.
Yes, please. Are you okay with red?
Okay, just paddling pole.
Okay,
By the time the second caller comes, Sue's nerves are getting close to snapping.
You go, girl.
But it's not Sue's man. Blair has come with chocolates for Janelle, and Debbie's date Mark is just behind. Seeing the other couples already having a good time doesn't make Sue feel any better. But finally there's a knock on the door.
So want to see. Shh. We have a blind date.
And in comes her blind date, Perry. They all head out to dinner at different restaurants. Sue and Perry quickly overcome the problem of finding something to talk about with a total stranger.
Raw fish has got to be good for you.
Apparently it really improves your profile.
Is that right?
Yeah, which is good. I should eat more. I might have more now.
Blair tries to impress Janelle with his knowledge of wine.
Shall we get around a bottle of wine?
Yeah, that'd be great.
White or red?
White. I'm not a huge connoisseur.
No.
I actually haven't tried it first.
I'm just showing off. I don't really know anything of that.
Oh, you had such big points then.
No.
So what are we going to do? Should we go for the whole hog and do the entree, main, dessert?
Across town, Debbie's quickly being invited on a second date by Mark.
On your busy schedule over the next few years.
I would love to.
And Brendan's been reduced to pleading for understanding from Kristen.
I think you just got to maybe spend a bit of time with me and don't just write me off straight away.
Well, that wasn't the intention, to write you off straight away.
Good, because I think I'm worth a shot. And
Is this getting back to the I look great in boxer shorts and I really like coconuts and I'm great at massages thing?
no, it's not, no. Although I am all those things.
The dinner conversations went on long into the night, but the morning after date post-mortem would reveal mixed results for the single girls. It's the morning after the first one-on-one dates of the challenge. The boys had come back for a coffee and stayed very late, and everybody was feeling pretty seedy. But now it was time for that long-honoured female tradition, the date post-mortem.
Oh, well, don't we all look stunning this morning?
Yeah.
So, Debbie, you look like you thoroughly enjoyed yourself last night, I must say.
Big smiles, eh?
Mm-hmm. I did. He's really lovely. It was not awkward at all. There were no funny silences, and for a first date ever, it was really enjoyable. Yeah.
Just to be fair, we also asked the guys what they thought about their dates.
It's been a great evening. We do have a lot in common. She's a very vivacious young lady, she really is. No, it's been a very, very relaxed, easy evening. No, it's been great.
So did you snog? Peck on the lips, then a peck on the cheek. Yeah. And then when the doors closed, I thought,
I so like him.
Oh, he's such a dish.
How did your one go?
It was good. It was interesting. Yeah, sort of it took a while, I think, to warm up.
He seemed pretty nervous when he came in.
Well, it's, first date and all, it's pretty nerve-wracking. He has lines, and I said, that's just not working, it's not for real. Where's the real you there? There's nothing there. So anyway, we got this big long story out of him. Way back when he was like at university, you know, bit of a skank, get about all the girls and that sort of thing, and I think he used to rely on looks and you know, using the lines to pull them in.
Okay.
So anyway, he was like Mr. Smooth. But the thing is that he's not at university and he's not pulling young chicks anymore. He's now out with sophisticated women who see through the Mr. Smooth thing.
Yeah, right.
She's sort of been dissecting me a bit, and she's kind of breaking me down into two halves. The sort of natural me and the suave and sophisticated guy that just says the right thing at the right time. And she just thinks that person is sort of unreal, and she doesn't really trust that person.
So, blind date Sue, how'd it go?
Can't we just talk about your dates?
No.
I was just like, you know, sitting here and we were all having a nice time, and then the guys walk in, and there's like spunk number 1, spunk number 2, and spunk number 3, and then Elvis. I shouldn't slag him off because he was a really nice person. He's just, you know, it's just not a bit of you. Just not me, no. And it's weird. I don't quite get that.
Well, Sue was really great at dinner. We were laughing and joking, having a good time. Really, there was no tension, no problems. We were just like we'd known each other for ages, really. It was like friends. I think at that stage I'd realised that there was probably the chemistry wasn't there for anything more ongoing, but if the chemistry's there, the chemistry's there. If it's not, it's not.
Hey, how did yours go? Because he looked lovely.
He was really nice, that was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said he wrote poetry or something.
Yeah, he does, and he told me some poems and things, and he's just amazing.
Chemistry's there, actually. The right eye contact, you know, you see that sparkle and you kind of know, oh, well, there's some sort of glint happening, and you think, oh, yeah, I feel confident enough to actually ask her out again for another date, perhaps.
But I had a great night.
Yeah, are you seeing him again?
Yeah, I'm going to see him tonight.
Cool. Where you going?
No cool down period?
No, not playing hard to get with this one.
But underneath all the fun, Sue's mind's in torment. Last night she'd fallen head over heels for one of the other single girls' men.
Hi, there's some stuff I wanted to talk about that happened on the weekend. I thought it might be kind of useful to talk about it. It was weird, like we never thought this would happen. On Saturday night when Janelle's date Blair walked in the room, it was, I don't know, it was like a kind of recognition, and it felt like wow, it's just someone right, and I just really liked being with him, and when I was talking to him I felt really right and really comfortable, and I don't know, I felt something really strong, and it's not something that has happened to me very often. I'm not sure if it's you know, like drama queenie or a little bit of a fantasy, because, you know, I kind of would like to meet someone really cool, but it doesn't feel like that. Like my gut instinct is that that it's real.
The revelation that Sue wants Blair came as a shock to Janelle, but a night of talking had led to an agreement between the two.
The most important thing to us is our friendship. So we've discussed it and decided that I did meet Blair first and was attracted to him first, and have been out with him. So what we've decided is that I'm going to take that as far as as long as I'm interested, and as long as he's interested in me too, which is a huge point.
So who are we going to invite to this party? Well, should we just start throwing some names?
What have you got so far?
The agreement between Sue and Janelle meant peace for the moment, but there's no rest from the dating challenge.
Meant that way.
Their next task is to organise a cocktail party and fill it with eligible men.
Okay, and I have to specify that you're only invited if you bring attractive single men.
And no leftovers.
And no leftovers, so we don't want anyone that you've been with.
That'll cut it down.
The pressure to line up more dates means trying every avenue you can. For Sue, the next stop is a video dating agency.
Now that we've filled out the questionnaire, I'm going to get you comfortable, so relax a bit. I'm going to put you on the TV, and then I'm going to tape you, and I'm going to ask you those same questions again.
Debbie's chosen to check out an astrologer. She's hoping the stars will point her in the right direction.
Your sun is in the house of Aquarius, So the kind of partner that I would expect you to be looking for is somebody who you can't push around.
And tell them a little
Sue,
bit
meanwhile, is ready to become a star.
What are your dislikes?
My dislikes?
Anything.
Oh,
general.
People-wise, I don't like bigotry. I wrote that down in my form. It's something that I feel really strongly about. I dislike prejudice. I dislike narrow-mindedness. I don't like Brussels sprouts.
Sue's video will be sent to prospective partners and she'll receive their videos in return. Meanwhile, Debbie's finding lots of things she agrees with in her stars.
You can't push around. That there's a sort of an enjoyment of, it's kind of like not exactly combativeness, but just that a strong person that's not a walkover, not a pushover. Someone who can give as good as they get. And
whether or not this all adds up to mark remains to be seen. In the meantime, there's another night, another date. Debbie met Arthur at a table for six dinner, and he had brought along Kerry for a night out with Janelle. Unfortunately, Kerry had just spent 36 hours working on a university assignment, and he was almost dead on his feet. He was looking forward to dinner, but even sitting down, his mind was finding it hard to get going. He took refuge in a cell phone conversation.
Went to go and put $20 on my phone to last me a couple of weeks, and I said, "Oh no, you already owe $14." So,
do they charge you for local calls as well, or is it just, oh you do, like a payphone system per minute?
Yeah.
Across town, table for six candidate Arthur had an appreciative audience.
So anyway, about that group sex thing.
Table for six.
Yeah, table for six.
Just for the rentals, $3 a week. Then anything on top of that is you have to pay extra.
Phone charges don't do it for Janelle, and Debbie isn't having much luck either.
Now,
She's having a good time, but Arthur already knows that this isn't going any further.
I'd like to keep in touch with her. I'm probably not a person that I probably would sort of go any further with in regards to probably getting romantic with them in any particular way. As a person, I would like to sort of keep in touch and keep in contact with her. Well, how was that?
Great.
Excellent. Warm chair, was it?
No, it wasn't, which is always a relief.
No.
Yeah, public toilets, you don't want to sit down on a warm seat.
It's always interesting to know what they've written on the walls, but actually, I went to the men's toilets.
Not a classy joint like this. Oh, what's on the men's toilets?
Oh, your phone number? How to get a hold of you? Yeah.
The single girl challenge may already be damaging reputations, but there's no time for worrying. The next night is party night, and to keep track of all the men, the girls have acquired little black books. Kristen was first to start taking names and numbers. And Debbie wasn't far behind.
52008.
Peter.
Sue found a few of the men to her liking, and Janelle had already attracted the close attention of Steve. It was about then that Blair arrived, and while Janelle talked to Steve, Sue looked after Blair. But Blair wasn't about to get into the middle of an argument between friends.
Janelle mentioned that Sue quite liked talking to me. She did say that it was a small issue between them, and that's why they sat down and discussed it. And she said they worked it out. So by that I presume that she meant she had told Sue that she wanted to see me again, and that pleased me. I thought that was great. Sue and Janelle are best friends, so after she'd said that, there was no way I was going to ask Sue on a date.
In spite of the tensions, the party went well, particularly for Kristen, who was won over completely by Scott's smile.
I got introduced to Scott, and he had this amazing smile. The conversation was fantastic, lots of laughs, which is always good. Maybe it's just the smile, but wow. It's not often I meet somebody who gives me that little, I suppose butterflies in the tummy sort of feeling is the best way to describe it. But yeah, there's something about Scott.
But Scott wasn't keen to get involved in the Single Girls Challenge, and now Kristen only has a few days to convince Scott that she's special enough for him to conduct his courtship on television. If she can't, she'll have to move on. night after the party, Debbie and Janelle decided they needed another night out with Blair and Mark.
Damn, I went off. I'm in the bushes.
Debbie's love life has always followed the same pattern. She falls in love with the first man she goes out with, and Mark is no exception. That night, Debbie made a move.
We were out by the lifts, and he gave me a little peck, and I was thinking, oh, for goodness sake, when are you going to just kiss me? He said, well, you know, I suppose we should just stop there then. And I was like, or not. Grabbed him and gave him another kiss. And man, he is such a good kisser. I could feel it in my belly. You know how you get that in the butterflies? It was really, really nice. And I had my hands just rested nicely, just, you know, sort of giving him a bit of a hug, you know, like resting on his lats, you know. And I was like, well, this is quite nice and muscly, you know. So I had to do the old, you know, ab test. I was like, all muscle. Tell you what, hard as. I just thought, oh God, he's obviously got a body to die for. I hadn't really thought about it before, but yeah, it's a bonus. It's definitely a bonus.
Another case of the butterflies is a good sign, but not everybody's had the experience. Sue was still waiting for hers. But tonight she's finally going to meet Mr. Seriously Ugly, whose real name is Larry. Kristen is getting ready to go out with Andrew. They've known each other for a long time, but although Andrew has wanted to go out with Kristen in the past,
Hi, how you doing?
they've never actually got around to dating. Tonight, they're going to the movies.
Shall we go? Absolutely.
For Kristen, this is a bit of a stopgap measure. She's still trying to persuade Scott, the man from the cocktail party, that appearing on television isn't such a bad thing if it means being able to date her. Across town, Debbie's put Mark aside for the moment in order to concentrate on her next date. Matthew's a police officer who loves to travel, and he's keen to know just how much of the world Debbie's done.
So have you done Canada and America? Or not?
No.
That's my next.
Have you not been either?
I really want to do Canada. I'm really passionate about doing Canada. I can give and take to America. I want to do South America, but Canada and South America is must do.
I really want to go there as well. I've got the guy Damien, who I was in Ireland with.
Yeah.
He's living in Canada. He's a New Zealand guy, but he's living in Canada at a place called Trail. He went snowboarding.
You don't have to be a police officer to understand that when your date starts talking about her previous men, she's not that interested in the one sitting beside her.
And I've got friends in San Francisco and in New York.
Where don't you have friends? They seem to spread out a lot. Yeah. Is that saying something about you? You drive people away.
Janelle's date for the night is Chad, a childhood friend she hasn't seen for 20 years. Going out with him was an idea that came from Janelle's mum.
Yeah, I was thinking about who Janelle might want to go out with, and I was thinking back to quite a long while ago, many years ago actually, when Janelle was in the last few years of primary school, and there was a group of 3 boys that she quite liked, and they all got on well in a group. I don't know whether any of them are single now, but maybe it would be quite fun for her to have a date with one of them if they're available, and just see what comes out of it.
The first thing that came out of the date was a realisation that Chad wasn't looking for an independent woman. He was looking for a substitute for his mum.
So how come you're still single, Chad?
I have no idea.
Eh? Because your mum takes too good care of you, that's right.
Yeah. I'm looking for someone like my mother.
Yeah. Good night. I don't think there's many of them around anymore.
While Janelle was trying to bring Chad up to date with the concept of the modern woman, Sue had finally met Larry, Mr. Seriously Ugly. And Larry was a lot of laughs.
So what made you respond to that advert?
Short, fat, seriously ugly.
Fair
Short,
enough.
fat, bald, ugly.
Seems reasonable. Well, somebody said to me once, how is anybody so stupid in one day? I said, easy. I get up early.
Even when he appeared to be getting serious, Larry was just getting ready for another punchline.
I remember when I was born in Scotland, and my parents moved down to the south of England when I was 3 years old. It took me 15 years to find out where they'd moved to. So eventually when I caught up with them though, it was quite interesting. But
Was that a beautiful reunion?
yeah, it was.
The next morning, exhausted from another round of dating, all 4 single girls were finding it hard to get going. But they still had enough energy for a date post-mortem.
Yeah.
Janelle's date Chad was the first to come under scrutiny.
We had a lot of catching up to do and what everyone's doing and things, so it went quite smooth. It went really quickly. It wasn't like it was a major effort, but no sparks.
No sparks at all?
No sparks at all. Yeah, we're not going to fall in love and have children. I'll tell you that much right now.
How about yours, Doll? No, I had a really good time. He was a really, really nice guy, but there was absolutely no chemistry. Like, he's not my type. I felt like I was his older sister or something. Like, he is only 26, and maybe that slight age difference did make a difference or something.
Nah.
Well, I wouldn't usually think that it would, but I felt really sort of sisterly towards him.
What about you?
Yes.
Tuesday was Andrew, and we had a really good night, so it was really nice, and he's really easy to be with, and but I know there's probably just no huge spark.
You don't find him really sexy, do you?
No.
Yeah.
How was yours? Seemed to go well.
Yeah, it was really good actually, yeah.
Oh, you can do more than that.
Well, he's great. He's wicked actually. I had a neat time. He's really funny and just, I don't know, he's actually non-stop funny. Like sometimes he was kind of like too much and I just kept wanting to hit him. Like I told him that even before I sort of saw him last night, that I thought he was in for a beating. He's just,
and he went, woohoo!
Yeah, he said normally he has to pay so much for that. And
Sue's enthusiasm appeared to be shared by Larry.
It's very hard to say this early on in a situation, but I think that we're going to get on really well. I think Susan's a wonderful person. She's a great girl. Very few people in New Zealand have understood my sense of humour, and it's quite appreciative to have somebody that actually laughs at some of the stuff I say.
Did you get a snog?
You did? Was it a real snog? Like,
yeah.
Was it a prune?
The single girl challenge was coming to the end of its second week,
or a peach?
and relationships were taking shape. But there was still time for another suitor to make a play for Janelle.
What is it?
it's the videos from Video Connection.
Video Connections have selected 2 men who have some things in common with Sue. They get her tape, and she gets theirs.
Welcome to Video Connections. What is your first name?
Kevin.
Are these exactly the same questions I asked you?
Yeah, it's exactly the same, isn't it? She'll ask about disabilities soon.
I'd say romantic. I enjoy doing romantic things with the right person. Yeah, that's a toughie. Totally forgot what I've written down.
And your preferred
That seems nice.
So nervous.
Between
Looks like a
25
nice
and
person,
37.
What sort of personality are you?
I'm looking for someone who's bubbly, cuddly, likes to hold hands, walk on the beach.
And every
Was that
single
just-
person in the personal ads walks on that.
But is that just what guys think girls want to hear?
I think so.
Because guys so don't want to do that.
I mean, yeah, it's really nice, but I'm never going to enjoy it again.
Me neither.
It's just going to seem so
It's just so
cliche.
trite now, isn't it? Yeah. So that's it, like walking on the beach and hand holding is just completely...
Yeah, it's just ruined
It's
for
quite
us.
good now, isn't it? Right, the next one.
Kevin's definition of romance didn't quite hit the mark, so it was on to the next candidate, Brad. And it didn't take long to discover why he'd been selected for Sue.
He's a lot more relaxed.
Yeah, he is.
Well, I don't like people who are bigoted. Sounds like my biggest.
That's why I got him.
What was
Like people
He said he doesn't
I didn't
like
like
bigotry.
people bigoted, and that was the first thing I
accept
said.
others as they are, and go with the flow, sort of thing.
How would you describe yourself?
So Sue, what are you going to do? Are you going to contact either of them?
I think you should.
Why?
Because others, and why not?
No, I don't think either of them suit you, so I don't think you should.
Yeah, no, I actually think the first one's probably a little bit too straight.
Yeah.
You know, like, you seem like a lovely guy.
But I think you should ring him and
um,
say, I saw your video and you seem like a real sweetie, but you're just not me, but hey, you look great.
What's the point? Just ring him up
what's
to
the
say
point?
no.
Yeah, he'll think that he's going to get a date, and then she says, so anyway, see ya.
Okay then, well you could say
Sue decided not to call either of the guys, but she's still hopeful the right man will come along.
I think the right man's out there. I don't know if we'll meet him through this challenge. I imagine some of us will and some of us won't. I think they're definitely out there. Whether we find them or not, don't know. We're all looking for love, aren't we, really? I think most of us are, anyway. And hopefully, you know, just that thing will happen. I'd love it to. I'd love to meet him. I'd love him to see me. I'd love him to recognise me and pick me out and come for me. I'd really like that.
For the moment, though, nobody was chasing Sue. And with Larry not available that night, she was left without a date for the group outing to a club. Debbie spent the night getting more and more amorous with Mark. Kristen hadn't been able to persuade Scott to take part in the challenge and had settled for Andrew. And Blair wasn't about to exchange one single girl for another. For Sue, it was a case of 6's company, 7's a crowd. But there was hope for Sue. The next morning, Steve made a play for Janelle.
Hi. Hi, this is for Janelle.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. What is that? She got out.
Single Girl Survival Pack. Oh, I wonder what that could be.
Get into it. Come on.
Oh my god. That's cute. How cool. What's this? Free day. As you're being told what you're doing nearly every day, this free day allows you to choose what you want to do. Please turn over for conditions. Like all free things, conditions of use must be adhered to. One, valid only with Steve.
Oh, that's so cute.
Janelle had met Steve at the cocktail party earlier in the week, but she hadn't realised how keen he was to get to know her.
It's just so much thought and effort put into it.
Yeah. Oh, it just shows.
I love it,
A lot
yeah.
of money, eh?
Oh, neat.
So cool.
Neat thing to do. Yeah, it is, eh? So what are you going to do, Dom?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm just going to have to go out with this man.
I think you just might have to.
Apart from that.
The chance to date another man was just what Janelle needed right now. Her relationship with Blair was hurting her friendship with Sue, and she was beginning to wonder if she wasn't just keeping Blair because Sue wanted him.
I worry that that just ups the stakes for me. Maybe it just makes him more interesting, makes him something that I want more because I know other people want him too, and that's something that I'm really going to focus on and make sure that I like Blair for Blair, and that's the reason I'm going out with him.
Next week, Kristen is still trying to get Scott involved in the challenge. Debbie and Mark continue their whirlwind romance. Sue struts the floor at a Latin dance club. Janelle gets invited on a spectacular date by Blair's main rival, Steve.
Oh my god! How many roses are here?
And the search for the perfect partner continues on Single Girls. The soundtrack for Single Girls, available in store soon.